Do corals prefer microplastic over their prey? Scientists discovered that the ingestion of high concentrations of microplastic debris could potentially affect coral health. But let's start with the basics. Corals are important for many different reasons. For example, they're a source of new medicines or protect coastlines from storms and erosion. But they are also a huge hotspot of the marine biodiversity. So if corals die, there wouldn't be a place left for many different species to live. But where are these microplastics coming from? It's no big secret that there's plastic in the ocean, but it doesn't just come from environmental pollution or from tourists. Also, the fishing industry releases microplastic in the ocean from its ropes, rigging lines, fishing floats, and market buoys. And there's another component from where the plastic comes from. The boat hulls emit paint chips made from microplastics in the ocean. After eating, the plastic particles were found deep inside the polyps, surrounded by mesenterial tissue, what would make the removal even more difficult. The plastic had negative effects on the corals, such as stopping photosynthesis and reducing algal production. Reproduction also stopped, what would impede coral growth. Experiments showed that corals mistake microplastic for prey and consuming it. Previous studies showed that corals aren't very selective with their prey, but there's a preferred size of the food which is the same range as microplastic. What answers our leading question? Corals have naturally a mucus layer covering their tissue. Through the consumption of microplastics, there possible is an overproduction of mucus, forming an additional layer containing microplastic on top of the coral's normal mucus that may leading to extra energy loss. This miss of energy may lead to the result that only 7% of the polyps that consumed particles manage to eat more than one plastic fragment within 12 hours. Compared to plankton, of which they eat between 2 and 50 particles per hour. The relatively low percentage may shows us that plastic impede food intake and prevent normal feeding. But to be sure, there is a need for further experiments. Overall, these findings highlight the importance of understanding the mechanism of dispersal of microplastic and the need for further investigations of whether and how microplastic contaminations influences the physiology, growth, and survival of marine organisms. The whole video is based on the paper Microplastic Ingestion by Sclerotinia Corals.